can be no life without order. Good, evil, darkness, light. There must be balance in the universe. Such is the decree of the Charred Council, an ancient body charged by the Creator to preserve the very fabric of existence. But the balance has been broken. Even now, Earth smolders in ruin, fallen to the demon lords, and the Destroyer carves a new kingdom amongst his mighty chosen. Some say the Horseman War triggered the apocalypse, that he rode to Earth unbidden and doomed all of mankind. But what of the other horsemen, fearless enforcers of the Council's will? What of fury, strife, and death? To know those names, you must first know another. Nephilim, cursed union of angel and demon. The Nephilim had countless realms to the sword and burned them to ash. But 4 amongst them grew weary of the slaughter and feared their conquest would imperil the balance. And so a truce was made. The 4 would serve the Council in exchange for unimaginable power. Thus were the dreaded horsemen formed, and the riders' first task was to purge their own brethren from creation, to annihilate the Nephilim and destroy their souls. Let us now cast our gaze to one amongst the 4, not War, who lies chained at the Council's feet, professing his innocence, but one who would save his brother above all else. He has many names: Kinslayer, Executioner, Death. To bargain for war's freedom, Death swore that he would resurrect humanity. But he knew not how this might be done. And so Death rode forth into the icy veil to find the Keeper of Secrets.
Death, leader and most powerful of the 4 horsemen. He is the eldest of the surviving Nephilim ever since he and the other horsemen carried out the extermination of the rest of their kind on orders of the Charred Council. He is feared throughout the Darksiders universe, more so than any of the other horsemen. Like his fellow horsemen, Death is of a race known as the Nephilim, among the most powerful beings in the universe. When mankind was given the prize of Eden, Absalom, leader of the Nephilim, led his armies against heaven and hell in an attempt to steal it back. For this crime, the Charred Council condemned the Nephilim to destruction. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse were granted a reprieve from this fate on the condition they aid the Council's victory over their kin. The horsemen accepted, but it was Death who bore the greatest burden of the guilt for the near extinction of his race. Donning his iconic mask to represent his role as executioner on the day he slaughtered his brethren, he has not removed it since. He led 3 other Nephilim, War, Fury, and Strife, away from the rest of their kind, defecting to serve the Charred Council at some point before that final battle in Eden. Before they could fully take up their mantles as the 4 horsemen, the 4 Nephilim were sent to the far fields and the mysterious being known only as the Horse Master. The Horse Master demanded they discard their weapons as the ancient beast they sought to tame would bow only to their will. War proposed a wager as to who would tame their horse first. Fury and Strife proceeded to needle War about his tendency to boast, but the Horse Master criticized them for bickering like children. Death, silent during the exchange, charged into the stampeding horses without a backwards glance. He soon grabbed a hold of one horse and mounted it. The Nephilim gained control of it and directed it back to the Horse Master and his siblings. where he named it Despair, as its appearance changed to bone and pale dead flesh to reflect its master. Now, fully fledged horseman of the apocalypse and imbued with great power by the Charred Council, Death donned his executioner's mask and led the four horsemen against the Nephilim at Eden alongside the forces of the angels. As he slaughtered his fellow Nephilim, Death gathered their souls in a green amulet he wore around his neck. Eventually, he dueled Absalom himself and slew the first Nephilim personally. Seemingly grieved by this action, Death took Absalom's hand, but the leader of the Nephilim was dragged down into the darkness. After that day, the horseman rarely ever removed his mask at all, if at all. The Charred Council ordered Death to destroy the amulet, but he disobeyed them. He gave the amulet instead to the Crowfather to keep safe, and had Dust bound to him to link him and the Crowfather, allowing the ancient being to carry the amulet. Dust is Death's trusty sidekick and guide, bound to him by the Crowfather in a deal made for the keeping of the secrets in the Nephilim amulet. Dust aids Death by showing him the hidden secrets of the worlds they find themselves in. After War was accused by the Charred Council of starting the apocalypse prematurely and imprisoned, the council informed Death and the other two horsemen of War's fate. Upon hearing this news, Death would not believe that his brother was guilty, as War was the most honorable of the four, and he decided to find some way to save the younger horseman, which brings him here to the Vale to seek out the Crowfather in a bid to resurrect humanity and erase War's supposed crimes.